and we're out here and we're going to celebrate a little bit of this. So
victory dance.
Yeah, Victory Tuesday. I mean, I know it's like Taco Tuesday, but for victories though, you typically, we're on that Monday, the Victory Monday. But hey, here we are. By hook or by crook, even, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
For those that watched the game and what went down and how things went, it was not for the faint of heart. I think it's probably about the best way I can put it. As we were right before we came on here, Mary, you were definitely out here saying onside kick, you had to go away. You couldn't even be around.
No, the onside kick I watched. The field goal I didn't watch.
Right. A friend of mine was next to me. My guy CD, he'll probably be in here in the shed tonight. He caught a couple of hands from me because I couldn't believe we got it. He begged me during the field goal not to hit him again. I took our friend across the parking lot, the Cheddars, and almost dodged in. Obviously, I talked to you in the post game. Oh, there's a little. Oh, that was a smile from Spoon this week. He gave us a smile. He gave us a smile. TJ's in the building saying, "What's going on? How's it going?" Chris Westry in the building. What's good? Of course, in boys. Hey, what I do? My guy's question. No, me and Spoon just talked about that. He said he wasn't going to smile because we're not trying to get better. At the end of the day, I told him, man, we just got to put it to bed. ET ain't coming home. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't know if it's McCarthy doesn't want him. I don't know if it's the Jones don't want him. But somebody in-house unequivocally does not want Earl Thomas. So I think it's time to close that book. Kind of how we had to close, Mary, about this time last year, we had to close the book on Eric Berry for Spoon.
Yes.
So it's the first day of fall, and let's go ahead and fall off on the Earl Thomas if he's ever coming to Dallas or not. Because at this point, it doesn't look like it. I don't know if there's really much else to really talk about as it pertains to Earl Thomas. Until they give us more news, I think for us, it is a deaded issue. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, unfortunately. Mary Nelson's in the building. What's going on? Maya Nelson. I said Mary. I'm looking down. Look at Mary. His name. Patrick Page. What's going on, brother? How are we doing? The book. I feel that. But let's get into it. Give it a like. Give it a share as always. I got my people over there on YouTube as well. You get your comments up on YouTube. I definitely can get them on here for sure. Questions are welcome during the whole time. We'll definitely get them on the board. We'll try to get through those as we're going through the games and everything else and the itinerary that we have lined up for you. Everybody's good. Everybody's buckled in for this Victory Tuesday. Since it's Taco Tuesday, what I have for everybody from Sunday is a burger, if you will.
Yeah. The first of the year. Last week, they left us hungry. 17 burgers doesn't sound as appetizing. So it came back this week, and we actually got a 40 burger. I was full after the game.
Man, 40 burgers. We got the 40 burger already. And we needed every piece of that 40 burger, obviously, to get the win, because at the end of the day, the score was 40-39. My guy Norton said, #route Spoonie. That's it, Spoonie. The routes are over on safety. It's just route Spoonie from now on. Trevor's in the building. So what's good, family? Hope everything's good. Hey, hope everything's good with you too, brother. Joe's in the building, all the way from Italy as always. Always checking in from Italy, saying what's going on, Cowboys Nation. What is good? But back to this game, though. Back to this game. We played, noon game, right? We played a noon game, a nooner, after playing on Sunday night, and kind of seemed like, they wasn't awake early offensively, if you will.
Lord.
Wasn't very awake. Mary, we had some Butterfingers. What was going on?
Yeah. I don't know. I was thinking, it's very uncharacteristic for Zeke, especially twice. And then with Dak, I think earlier in his career, around 2017, when, he was going through that stuff with the O-line, and he just, he was still so young. He had some fumbling issues in the pocket, but, that's, ever since then, after that, he's been pretty good. So, him trying to get rid of that, making that decision. That's uncharacteristic for him now too. And so I was just like, are you kidding me? Like they just want to give this game away.
Man, yeah. I mean, And like I said, and back to your point, it wasn't just one guy. It was Zeke. It was Dak. It was Schultz. I mean, it was Tony Pollard. Like, whoa, what are we doing? It's like, now look, get some shouts to the defense. Look, we're going to heap some praise here. We're going to break down some stuff also that we need to talk about. Give some praise though, because early on the defense was on short fields at least able to hold to a couple field goals. I mean, when they came right out the gate, got the punt, set the tone a little bit, put on short fields. Could have been 28, held it to 20, Spoon.
Yeah.
Spoon is not guys. This is 2 weeks in a row. Spoon is not happy, y'all. Oh, but now Alonzo's in here watching from ATL. I can only imagine how great your week's been so far since Sunday, the past 48 hours for you. Oh, man. He goes, that's only 32 burgers he counted. You didn't get enough burger emojis on the thing, Rush. But yeah, I mean, again, shout out to the defense early for what it's worth. Held to a couple of field goals, kept us in the fight. Offense stopped fumbling the ball, and we were able to go down and score. And then at that point, let me ask you all this. At that point, we went down and scored. To me, I was like, okay, all right. Whatever was happening. We're good now. Okay, now we can get this thing rolling. Seattle had other plans, though. They went and took that ball, and defense said, go ahead, score.
Yeah, I mean, for all the crap we talked about our defense last week, which they definitely deserved it, some guys came up and really stepped up this week. And I said it while I was watching the game, those stops that they made to keep them from scoring touchdowns, they helped a lot because, even though they still let them score 3, like you said, they, letting them score, it was 3 instead of 7. And that's the difference between us winning and not having a chance to win at all at the end. So we put them, like David just said, we put them in bad situations and, they didn't give up. Jalen was a lot better this week. Joe Thomas was the best linebacker on the field this week.
Joe Thomas was a stud. Give him all the claps. Joe Thomas was hitting folks. Yeah, Joe Thomas had a great game.
Trayvon Diggs, for the most part, he was guarding Julio Jones. Imagine in their second game as a rookie, you're guarding Julio Jones.
I didn't like, and look, and low key, I didn't like the pass interference call on him. I didn't like it. I don't think it really affected. I thought it was uncatchable. I didn't like that. But I mean, the defense scrapped. Hey, Tristan Hill again. Hey, I told y'all, don't give up on Hill. Let it play out. And we saw Hill again flash and keep coming. Obviously, a little bad news with D-Law. We'll kind of get into that here in a little bit. But Spoony, first half. Now we're just talking about the first half. Defense being put in bad situations. They were scrappy, Spoon. They had to make you happy.
Yeah. I mean, not as many lost tackles, better against the run. Come on, man.
Yeah, listen, first half, every Cowboy fan was, including myself, was in hot water. You was waking up the neighbors, yelling and screaming. You was at a bar somewhere, pounding the table. The first half was ugly. It was disgusting. It brought us, again, some of us are still in that Jason Garrett syndrome. I know sometimes I am. I have to get out of it, but it just kept. It was either the same or just worse. It was like if the first half is all you saw, you want to fire everybody on the spot. It was just ugly football. Of all, it was nothing but 3 fumbles, easy touchdowns. I mean, it was disgusting. It was like, is this practice? Hopefully, this is scrimmage.
Yeah. I mean, and again, it was just so awkward. Like, obviously Dak was underage early, and then he was trying to make a play, doing a little too much, if you will, got the ball hit out. Pollard, the first 2 runs out of the game. Okay, we're getting Pollard in really quick. We're seeing the difference. We're putting both running backs in, right? Okay. Then the Schultz, I still say this on the Schultz fumble. It wasn't helmet to helmet, but he did hit him in the head. Now, Schultz did kind of lower the head. I've seen worse called. I thought there might have been a flag there. Whenever Schultz got hit in the head, he got dinged and fumbled. But give Schultz a lot of credit. Actually, we were going back and forth in the game day chat up until that point before Schultz fumbled. I'm like, hey, guys, I mean, Schultz is the best player on offense right now. Go ahead, Mary.
Just like I saw Elazar mention in the comments, like I owe him a slight apology because we already know I lit him up last week.
No. All of us. All of us. All of us do. No. Everybody on this panel. Everybody on this panel, and most of the people, if they're being real in this comment section, we all owe Dalton Schultz a huge apology. Yeah. My guy, hey, I'm calling him my guy. Even he balled out. He played a great game. You know, as bad as it was in that Rams game with the drop, you know, in the red zone and whatnot. Hey, kudos to him in the bounce back for sure. I mean, in the post, I gave Don Schultz a game ball. I'm like, hey, I'm giving the game ball to the kid. Shout out to him. All of a sudden, looks like we don't have a problem there.
Yeah, and that's why, like I said, I talked a lot of crap about him last week, but that's why, I said I rethought my position on, going to get an outside tight end because, just give him a chance. Let's see what they can do. It was week 1. He'd never expected to be the number 1 wide receiver coming out of week 1, and so. He just needed some time, and so maybe he's coming to his own. I'm sure that first NFL touchdown helped with his confidence. So.
And how about that dime from Dak on that too?
Oh yeah, he threw him open, which a lot of people say Dak can't do.
Right. And look, and we got a little Blake Bell involved in there too. Blake Bell looked in that second side end role. Looks pretty good. So obviously a big concern for us after Jarwin going down, at least for this week. Looks like we're okay there. But now, obviously, we got down 20-0. We bounced back. We got it. I mean, I say bounce back, but I mean, we got it down to what we were 29. What we had to have 29.
At the half, it was
29 to 10 at the half.
We were down 19. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, down 19. And I kind of looked over at my guy that was watching the game with me. I said, it's 29. I said it's 29-10. I said, but hell, we get the ball first. I mean, score, stop, score. We're kind of in this thing again, and lo and behold, score, stop, score. I'm like, we got a game again. It's 29-24. We got a game again, and then at that point, the defense, okay, kind of heckled and jotted us a little bit, and went down and scored and whatnot, and obviously we got behind the special teams. Not one. Now, the first fake punt, I get it. I understand it. I do.
The execution was just bad on that one.
You fumbled a couple times. You're trying to kickstart this thing. You're being aggressive. And if Goodwin doesn't fall down, he catches the ball. If Goodwin doesn't fall, he catches the ball. Yeah. The second one, though, here was my thing. Whenever they lined up the punt, and I'm like, we should just go for it. Was my thing. Just go for it.
That was my thing.
You lined up and just ran. Look, it wasn't 4th and 2, it's 4th and 5. Oh, let's just run up the middle.
Yeah, that was never gonna work on that's my thing is I would have been fine if they were like, okay, 4th and 5, you know what, we're just gonna keep our offense on the field, we're gonna go for it. Boom. Because Dak was rolling, pretty good. And Zeke had been doing his thing. And so I was like, okay, 4th and 5, they can go for it here. I won't be mad. But then, that fake punt, you're not running up the middle 5 yards on them on this fake punt. Like, you're just not doing it. And they really didn't even get close. So,
yeah, I mean
I would have rather them just go for it regular, just show we going for it.
Exactly.
Down, and I have faith in that than that fake punt. But don't get me wrong, I like the aggressiveness to go with it, but I just rather prefer just go for it on a regular 4th down, show that we going for it. That's it.
It shows a nice set of balls that you didn't get the first fake punt, but you still were like, you know what? We need to play this to win, so we're going to do it again. I just personally wouldn't have done it. I just would have went for it on 4th and 5 and done a different play. But, and
shout out to Goodwin, too. Goodwin, he dropped the pass on one of the fake punt, but then at the end, he came up big with the outside kick. So, hey.
And one other thing.
When it counted it the most, he got it. Go ahead, Mary.
It's kind of been lost in these last few weeks is how much Zeke is literally like putting his life on the line to protect Dak.
Oh, yes.
Well, and look, and forget that. Let's dive a little bit deeper into that, Mary. On top of the one the choke slam that he took from Donald last week, and some of the stuff he did. But still, what is he not delivering? Doesn't it look like that old 2016 rookie Zeke?
Yes.
And we kind of talked about that on the show going up against the Rams. It's like, hey man, Zeke is slim and he's pissed off, and he has played that way through 8 quarters. I mean, he is. I mean, my goodness. Zeke is on another level right now with his gameplay.
That 1 yard
or number 27. Number 27. I need a welfare check on that man.
When he went up the middle, Zeke went shoulder to shoulder. And it's like when he just lay down, he went, I'm going to sleep right here. Listen, Zeke's playing possess. And I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Shout out. I mean, look, and for what it's worth, hey, early on, the offensive tackles. I mean, we're down to our 4th and 5th offensive tackle now, right? With the undrafted guy on still on the right tackle, and then your guy over there on left tackle. And man, hey, held their own. Redmond. I mean, they held their own. Early on, they were a little overwhelmed. Some of the blitzes did get a little home at times on them, but for the most part, did a pretty damn good job, especially on the left tackle. We'll give a shout out to them as well. Overall, enough time to do stuff. But again, we were aggressive and throwing the ball a little bit more on first down. Hey,
they did some more play action. They did some more RPO as well.
Right. Again, if it wasn't for the fumbles early in the game, this might have been a 50-burger game. It could have been. It could have been, honestly. But we got to talk about this secondary, man, a little bit. We got to. We kind of brought it out and kind of spoke on as it pertains to Diggs, and I think it's going to hold true, kind of a thought process we had, that he's going to end up being the best cornerback on this roster a lot sooner. We kind of said maybe halfway during the year. It might be a little bit sooner before halfway during the year. There's a problem at the third cornerback spot. Look, Cheeto had his moments. Week 1 played well, got the interception, different things. It's not that he played terrible week 2, but he just had a couple moments where he did get beat a little bit. It was Anthony Brown week 1. It was Jordan Lewis week 2. That third cornerback position is not very settled at all. And I look, and especially in the second half, man, I was counting the ways that Matt Ryan was saying, "Where's 26? Oh, he's right there. That's where the ball's going."
I was like, "Is that him getting beat again? Oh my god!" Like he just. We all like Jordan Lewis. I mean, he didn't have much of a off season,
right?
So I mean, we can, I guess give him a pass. It's his first game back.
Gotta play himself in the shape.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see. I mean, like I said, we like Jordan Lewis. I'm not losing faith in him at all. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Again, I've said it before. I'll say it again. I get his size. They want to regulate him to the inside. Jordan Lewis is still a better out. To me, Jordan Lewis is always a better outside corner than a slot corner, and I'll leave it at that. And then, hey, talk about safety play, Spoon time on the safety play. Really had an interception in his hands. Dropped it. Diggs could have had one too, by the way. But Woods, terrible week 1. Hey, PFF.
And he was good.
Fourth highest graded safety this week. Now, your defensive coordinator said they're just going to rotate guys opposite of Woods until a guy stands out, which means it's going to be Worley. It's going to be Carr. And
I didn't even notice Carr this week. I honestly didn't. So I don't know if he was bad or good.
Same. I didn't notice him much either. Same. But, again, they're going to rotate that position until they get the guy that they want there. And it looks like it's going to be between those 3 guys. As me and Spoon spoke beforehand, and at the very top of the show, as we had the question, the book of Earl Thomas is closed here for the Stargate community. That's where we're at. Yeah. It's not going to happen until they actually walk through the door and we hear something. That's it for us here with Route 29 or Route 30 this or Route. They're just not going to sign a safety. Spoon, I know you have thoughts. Go right ahead, my brother. How Spoon's minute though, yeah.
Yeah, so don't get too out of hand.
Not like last week.
I'm trying. Cowboy Nation, it was a great victory on Sunday, and the greatest thing about the victory is how we all just came together and just embraced the game. We all was emotional from the beginning and to the end. It felt like that Kevin Hart meme where the first quarter you feel a certain way, but the only difference is that we get to smile at the end. In Kevin Hart's meme, you're smiling in the beginning and you're smiling at the end. So that's the only switch. But here's the thing. See, I'm not smiling today. I enjoy the victory and everything. I'm not smiling today. Nothing to smile about, because here's the thing. I treat it like if you walk down the alleyway and you know that every time you walk down a certain alleyway and you keep tripping, you learn not to walk down that alleyway again. And we was fortunate. We was very fortunate with the way the secondary played. Outside of Diggs and Xavier Woods did play better. I mean, we got to understand something. Giving up 39 points is not that great. We shouldn't feel happy about that. And I'm tired of hearing that we're going to keep looking to get better. You know, Stephen Jones, I'm going to save you for my minute, but I will say this. You can't buy everything with coupons.
Yeah.
You can't. Sometimes you got to use that price. So I will say this with the secondary, they need to get better. Mike Nolan says that he wants to keep rotating opposite of Woods. I saw Brandon Clark come in. I mean,
we'll see what happens. And I do want to get to this because Donovan Wilson actually made a really good play on kick coverage.
On special teams.
And again, Scott, I wish I had an answer for you. This show, we were begging for him last year to get some burns. It didn't happen. You know, he started training camp pretty hot. Then he kind of faded. We didn't hear too much. You know, the first week or so, we heard a lot about him. We didn't hear too much. And now here we are, 2 weeks into the season. And even though they're doing a rotation, he's just not getting any burns. So I don't know if it's something that's happening in camp, or not camp, but in practice at this point now, right? Or if it's something that's going on in the film room and whatnot. I don't know what's happening with him. Would love to see Donovan Wilson get a shot, though. Playing good on special teams so far. Made a big play this week. And we'll just have to wait and let this thing kind of play out and see what's going on. And Michael Richardson said he's sorry, Spoon. He's sorry, Spoony. He is sorry. Safety coming through.
And to Spoony's point about the giving up 39 points, obviously not cool at all. But we gotta remember context. We gave up three easy turnovers with good field position, and then also those going for the fake punts twice that gave them good field position. Yeah, so
it's 5. Man.
Even adding a safety is not gonna help some of that.
Yeah, and actually, as Scott was talking there, I had a conversation with some guys in a different group, and they were like, "Man, maybe we should have took Winfield at 17 instead of CeeDee Lamb." I'm like, "No, you wouldn't. I would still stick with that pick as it pertains to that, because you go score 40 points as we see across the bottom of the screen here, and you go look at the snap count, especially when Jarwin out now, right? Mm-hmm. You go look at the snap count of all 3 of the wide receivers. Go get you a potent offense." Again, this front office failed by not addressing the safety position, because it's easy to do in free agency. There's guys that can bring in. They didn't do it. So I wouldn't sacrifice Lamb to go get Winfield. Love Winfield. Playing good out there, by the way, in Arizona. But I wouldn't sacrifice the Lamb pick for him. And look, man, we got a dog over there in Diggs. We got a little bit of a dog.
I mean, we got Lamb. Lamb, he, obviously had a catch to end the game to put us in field goal range. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's a willing blocker. Mm-hmm. He's clearly not too young for the moment. Like, he just embraced it and did what he had to do. So I'm fine with that pick. And Biggs in the second round, that was amazing. So I'm happy with that. It's just, there's a lot of new guys and a new scheme. They're young.
And it's working, right? I mean, you got a lot of, you're right. It's a new scheme and people are trying to learn stuff on the fly. And which we're going to touch on that here in a second as well about the scheme. Let's read out some stats real quick, though, guys. I mean, Mr. Prescott did have 34 completions on 47 attempts, 450 yards and a touchdown. I guess, are these still garbage time stats? I don't know. Somebody help me out there. Andy Dalton did come in, and I actually like the call when Andy Dalton had to come in on that cheap shot that Dak took, by the way. The man took the cheap shot, concussion protocol, was out a play or two, came back in and rushed for a touchdown. He's a grown man. And Chris Jones 0 for 1. Zeke, like we were talking about before, 22 carries, 89 yards. Averaging 4 plus a touchdown. Dak 5 for 18, and of course those 3 touchdowns. First quarterback ever to throw for 400 plus yards and have 3 rushing touchdowns. Think about that for a second. Also, Lamb led the way with 6 catches, 106 yards. Cooper 6 catches, 101 yards. And that boy that we had, if you just tuned in, we all apologize to here. Mr. Dalton Schultz, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a round of applause, Mr. Dalton Schultz. 9 catches, 88 yards, and a touchdown. It came up big for us. Zeke, 6 for 33. Blake Bell got involved, 2 for 34. Yeah. Noah Brown. We had a Noah Brown sighting now, Mary.
And I was just talking about it last week.
Mary said, let me tell you what Mary said, y'all. Mary said, I'm tired of him being on the team and not doing nothing. Well, Noah had a big third down catch. And if you go look at the all 22, Dak unequivocally threaded the needle to him. And he ended up with 2 catches for 28 yards. And then Tony Pollard 1 for 33. Obviously, CJ Goodwin the 0 because he had a drop. But here's the thing. Sounds like that kind of spread that thing out, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Man,
everybody get a little candy. Everybody get a little candy. On the deep side, back to what we're talking about with Jalen Smith, 8 tackles, 5 assists. Joe Thomas, 6 tackles, 6 assists. Mm-hmm. Mr. Diggs, 6 tackles. Woods, 4 with 2 assists. Jordan Lewis, we know you were getting tackles, sir, because you're getting beat. Darryl Woolley with 3 of that interception drop. I mean, I'm going to let Diggs, he's a rookie. I'm going to let him fly on the dropped interception still. But, you know, and that's kind of the basis. We did get another sack. Now, I'll be honest with you, and I will say this. Everson Griffen did get a sack. We got a topic coming up here in a little bit about Everson Griffen. He got a sack and celebrated mightily. And I'm like, bruh.
I was thinking the same thing.
We're down. This don't look good. At the time, ESPN had us at 0.1% chance winning.
Yeah.
I'm glad you got a sack. Thanks for coming by. But let's maybe
that swipe.
Right. That swipe on the time. Hey, wait till it's the right moment. But I mean, I guess it did, figure it out. Obviously, I guess another thing for me, the big swing in this game, obviously, besides what we've talked about so far, the onside kicks and this, that, and the third. They ran a little trick play on us. They had their slot receiver Gage throw a pass to Julio. Yeah. He dropped it. It was 4th down. Now, we know they went for it a couple of times on 4th and 2 and got it on us. They were going for it again, got popped with too many men on the field and forced to punt. Low key.
You know what's funny?
Go ahead.
About that call, that too many men in the huddle. The Cowboys got called, and it was 11 men in the huddle, but Julio was like downfield about to run off. Mm-hmm. And the Cowboys got called for that. And I think it was against Green Bay in the playoffs. Right. Where they had the right number in the huddle, but somebody else was on the field getting ready to run off, and they called it on us. So I was like, I don't even care. Like,
and apparently the big thing was Julio ran off on our sideline so he can get off field on the other way. Mm-hmm. So that happened as well. So a little bit of a bailout, but what we talk about is during the season in these games come down to 2 or 3, 4 plays sometimes, and the ball just needs to bounce your way sometimes. You know what? Against the Rams, it didn't really bounce our way the right way. This week, it bounced our way. And, I think the big over-prevailing thing I want to talk about when it comes to this is if Jason Garrett, and look, and I don't want to I'm not trying to down Jason Garrett or what happened beforehand, but I think the mindset, because I actually posted this before the game started, I said, we'll learn about McCarthy today. I really felt that way. I tweeted it, I posted this. I think we'll learn about him because you're down to your 4th and 5th offensive tackles, right? Your middle linebackers
both only in their second career start, undrafted free agents.
Right. Your middle linebackers out, right? Your and then basically your third linebackers out. So 2 of your top 3 linebackers are out. You're trying to figure out the safety position. You're throwing a 2nd-round rookie cornerback on Julio Jones. Think about that for a second. A 2nd-round cornerback on Julio Jones and what could happen. You got your backup. We know what we thought about Dalton Schultz going into this thing at tight end. All these things were happening as we're going into this game. And I said, we're going to learn because what we did learn during the Garrett era, you had injuries. I think it's appropriate because it was the Falcons. We saw what happened without Tyron Smith with the Falcons just a couple years ago.
Right.
We saw it, and and this was even worse on the injury front, right? And I said, we'll learn a lot. And obviously, we were lucky to win this game. I mean, the watermelon kick, right? I mean, we were lucky. But I think the difference, and I look at it, is we stayed aggressive no matter what. We didn't get a fake punt. All right, we're going to go for a fake punt again. Oh, it didn't work. Okay. Like we continuously stayed aggressive. As to where Garrett at a certain point in time would not have been aggressive at all. And I think that aggressiveness and you're being aggressive, if you've ever played this game from your coaching staff, it permeates through the players. It does. And it makes you feel some type of way. And man, they just kept chopping wood. And when they had to have that one play on special teams, they got it for the recovery. They had to have. Now, I didn't like the layup drill at the end. Me and Mary talked about that too. We didn't like the layup drill. Like, you got the onside kick, you hit the big play of the CeeDee Lamb, and then you went kind of Garrett on us. Run left to run right. All right, let's kick the field goal. I kind of want to be a little bit more aggressive, but I think
I wanted them to just chunk it or do something.
Going. Yeah, just keep going. But I do think the overall presence that we've noticed the first 8 quarters, he's going to be aggressive. And look, even we even touched on going for it. Look, you were down. You could have kicked the field goal, been down by 8. He's like, no, or the extra point. No, we're going for 2 now. I want to know. Look, I'm going now. And I think if they would have got the 2-point conversion, the next touchdown we got, I think he would have went for 2 in the lead. And that permeates. It didn't work out the way you wanted it to and unfold the right way. But the fact that he stayed aggressive throughout the game, I think was the difference in why we won this game. Kind of my thoughts. What do y'all think about that?
I mean, I agree. I think it's a statement win for the staff as a whole. And, it showed, I mean, it's important for the coaches to put trust in their players when the game is on the line like it was. And they showed that we trust you to make the play. And, they made a lot of clutch plays when it mattered most. And I like the preparation too, because with that watermelon onside kick, we already know how hard it is. Obviously, there was a blunder by Atlanta.
4.4%.
Yeah. But that, they had a huge blunder. But outside of that, we all know it's very small chance that the kicking team actually gets it. But there was a tweet earlier that said, he had practiced that same exact kick like 50 times, this offseason and over the past week, just to be prepared in case it happened. Then knowing that, okay, we're kicking it to our side on purpose.
Yeah, away from them so they can't yell and tell them to recover it.
And then guys just being ready to fall on it, the right guys being there, ready to fall on it. Like, it definitely took some luck on our end, but he got it to the 10 yards. And you know what I'm saying? And I was looking at it and it was going so slow. And I was like, is it going to make it?
Yeah, it reminded me of that third base, that third base. And there's the bunt, and it's slowly going. And the pitcher and the third baseman are watching like, no, it's going to go foul. It's going to go foul. It's going to go foul. And like it never goes foul, and they end up getting on. It's what it reminded me of, Spoon. But overall, the aggressiveness talk, as we're talking about as it comes to McCarthy, you think that mattered? Do you think it didn't matter? Do you think that was a prevalent thing, or is your guy Nick just outside of his mind?
I mean, I think it definitely did matter. The aggressiveness, it was great. Also, he was desperate. He has a lot to prove. But the one thing was so impressive about this team is that with the lack of preseason, with the lack of the off season,
OTAs,
all that stuff, and you need that with a whole new coaching staff. How well they was able to come out that hole and just be prepared. Listen, we got to turn it around X, Y, and Z. And that's credit to our leader like Dak Prescott on the field. Basically, once he came out and was throwing those passes and you saw the positive gains, it's like the whole team just fell into it and played their part, and that was why they was able to come out of it. And I like the aggressive part. Listen, this team has been the team that's been up by many scores and will lose the game. For the first time, I could say, wow, this is different. We're that team that was losing, and we came back and won the game. I give it a game of Green Bay Packers when Des Bryant walked off the field. That was one of the games that we was dominating. All of a sudden, second half, they just came back and beat us. So, it's a good thing. I think the team should definitely take this and learn from this game. But
all that momentum.
But you don't want to start off like this again.
Nobody wants to start 4 fumbles and losing 3 at all.
I mean, the stats.
It could have been. Low key, it could have been 5 if it wasn't for a review.
Woo. Oh yeah,
Ooh,
And did y'all see that tweet? Like before Sunday, teams with that many turnovers were 440 and 0.
Yeah, and now 441.
So,
I do want to touch on this because hold on, wait. Let me get right here. I'm sorry. I don't know. Can we even get on it? I actually tweeted about this and talked about this. I do want to bring it up as we, and I guess let's go ahead and pivot just a smidge. There's some other stuff I want to talk about this defense and some injuries and some different stuff. So let's go ahead and move on. Again, let me put that one more time. Man, let me get the burger emojis real quick. Let me get the burger emojis one more time. First 40 burger week 2. More to come. But let's go into the injury report a little bit, right? Man, D-Law banged up knee.
yeah.
About 28 snaps. Said we'll kind of readdress it. We'll find out tomorrow on the injury report and see exactly where he is.
I think a lot of that. I mean, we know it's not something like an ACL because we would have heard about that already.
Right.
So I'm thinking it was probably just a precaution. Like, I mean,
a little bit of a tweak, maybe.
a little bit of a tweak, and I love me some D-Law, but he wasn't doing much anyway. So they're probably like, let's just rest you and get you in the game because we don't want to. Yeah, he did have some good plays on the run and stuff like that. But yeah, it's not worth it when you got a whole season. I actually like something that Jerry said this week. I think he said it this morning actually about Tyron. They figured he could probably play on Sunday, but they held him out because they're thinking long term and they didn't want to force it. So I love thinking ahead. Not just trying to get by this week and force him in there if he's not ready. But, let's see what we got in these backups. Let's see what they can do. And also let's protect Tyron for later on. So
not sure if he's going to, not sure if Tyron can go, but give him the best chance to go this Sunday by sending him out, and we're able to do it. I do want to touch this on Cowboys Fans Only, aka J Tuck, friend of the show, says, Nixon says, money saved there, but I want to back up to the Connor because also with these injuries, I want to touch on that because can we even get on the train? Is he a bust? He was a 3rd round pick. Obviously, they stashed him a little bit, got hurt, right? He's back in this year. He's not getting playing time. They tried to sign Ron Leary back. Obviously, he was in the bubble, and then they got to the deal, and it fell through. They went and tried to sign the tackle. They had $2.5 million on deck. He decided to retire. So here we are. As far as McGovern goes, I'm kind of the same mindset of like a safety. Him and Darren Wilson. I'm trying to get Darren Woodson back in here is what I'm trying to do. But Donovan Wilson, I just think at the end of the day, apparently there's something they don't like, and he's not going to play. So, man, I would love to see McGovern get a chance, but it looks like we wasted a 3rd round pick a year and 2 games into it. I guess time will tell. Have y'all heard anything about McGovern, or y'all think it's just pretty much a done deal on him as far as getting on the field? What do y'all think, Mary?
Mark Cantor, he's been very vocal about moving Connor. We've talked about it before, moving Connor.
Williams is a tackle for the love of Christ.
They keep him in that spot, and the fact that they won't put McGovern there, and the fact that they were trying to bring Leary on, it shows me that they probably don't like him as much as most fans think they should. So, I don't know. You can't beat out Connor at guard, and none of us think he's good at guard. So that says a lot.
And Mark said he's waited till today to ask this. But with all the help we need defensively, why are Snacks and Earl still free agents? Well, somebody in the building. Now, I'll pivot off of Snacks. We ain't talked about Snacks yet. Somebody in the building doesn't like Earl. Whether it's the coaching staff, the Joneses, whoever. Somebody doesn't like Earl. I don't think Earl, we talked about it. We put that to bed early in this show. Earl's done. Now, Snacks, on the other hand, he's got a house in Texas. He's in Texas now. We're looking at the run game somewhat. If you flip the other side, Todd Gurley early almost kind of mashed a little bit. I think he ended up only averaging about 3 yards per carry. Ito Smith kind of ate on us for about 4 or 5 carries and he was averaging close to 5. But yeah, the Snacks situation, I just think 2 weeks in, they've tried to add a couple offensive linemen. I don't think they're going to add anybody else unless there's a major injury. more than what we've already had. I mean, I say that, but your tight end's gone, your middle linebacker's gone for 6 to 8 weeks. Lee, we think he might be coming back in 3 weeks. Your top 3 tackles are gone, offensive tackles. Gerald McCoy, obviously, speaking of Snacks, he's out. But Tristan Hill's showing up, so maybe there's a little bit of a pause. Haven't seen much from Neville Gilmore yet. We'll have to wait and see on that. Spoony, let me flip it. We already talked about Earl a little bit. I kind of answered that. Snacks doesn't seem to be on the radar. Do you think this team is into adding anybody outside of maybe offensive help right now?
The question is, do they need to or will they?
Will
Either
they?
one, both.
Both. How about that? Both.
They should. They should, but I don't think they will. Unless it's to a price that, I mean, like I said, we thought it was tight end. Obviously, right now, Schultz had a great game. Bell looks solid out there as a backup. I think they're going to stay with that. Offensive line, we do need the help, but at the same time, the 2 tackles stepped up. Again, it would have been great to get Ronald Leary in there. I'm not saying he should have been starter, but at the same time, it would have given us that great depth.
And a chance to move my guy Williams to tackle.
Right. He's not in position. So, and again, those are legitimate moves that we called out. I don't know what other player is it worth for them to look at that can help us out. The thing with Veld here, that's his name. He had 13 starts last year. He's a veteran guy. That they figured that he was better than Irving, who they signed from the Chiefs this offseason.
Right.
But again, there's no other tackle that's better out there. So as far as guard, same thing. The one guard who we talked about, he opted out, so they can't sign him. He's a free agent next season. So I think this is the best they have available. And if they can't get these guys done, I don't feel confident they're going to get anybody else done.
Yeah, I think they want to let it play out. I mean, we talked about Nolan talking about he's just going to rotate safety on the opposite side of Woods, and that's where it is. Now, Mary, you did kind of bring up an interesting point. Well, what happens if we maybe get housed? Will they feel indifferent to do something? Maybe something there's to push the button. But, I mean, until then, I think it's going to be status quo, guys. I think they would like to add offensive linemen. Obviously, they would. They try to add not 1 but 2. They were willing to give one guy 2.5, Verlier at tackle, and he retired. And then I don't know what happened with Leary. They got all the way through the protocol, everything, basically could sign and start practice. And I just don't understand how a contract could have fell through. I mean,
maybe it was a physical. I mean, maybe that knee is still not okay. You know, it's a waste of time to sign a guy with a bad knee. And
I would love to put Stephen Jones offered him. You know, I would love to know.
I mean, that minimum, I guess. I don't know. I mean,
yeah, I would love.
If you just signing him for depth, then you know you're not going to give him.
But I mean, here's my problem with the Leary situation. Y'all had a meeting, right? Y'all talked about whatever, and then put him into the protocol. So to me, I'm just saying, it seems like you would have things ironed out before he goes to the protocol, clears protocol, then sign. Why would you waste your time putting him in the protocol if you didn't have everything lined out already to get the damn deal done? That's the only thing that kind of sits funny with me. But neither here nor there. You have to deal with what's on, what's at the table. I guess what we can say off of this, after 2 weeks, we asked the questions about McGovern. We asked the questions about Donovan Wilson. There's still players in the tank that we ain't thrown out there yet to go out there and do something. Right. So
yeah, I mean, Reggie Robinson, I mean, he was inactive.
Yeah, healthy and active.
And he was inactive the first week too as well, right? Right. So, I mean, that's still a guy who they believe can play safety. I mean, obviously, with Snacks, I like what I've seen from Tristan Hill. I still want to see Gallimore. I don't want to bring in a guy that's going to stifle our young talent. I mean, and they seem to be doing good enough right now.
Yeah, we got by. We got by. Well, we'll see what happens in Seattle.
Yeah, we need like I said, we just need our offense to carry them a little bit. Because
we've been pounding this table all off season. Tell them,
Mary. I mean, we need the offense to do their thing and not come out and fumble 3 times in the first quarter and be down 20-0. I mean, we got to give these young guys on defense a chance. They're never going to learn if we keep signing veterans to take their spot, and we haven't had a lot of luck with veterans. Dontari Poe isn't really helping us much right now.
Yeah,
so I mean, maybe they don't feel like Snacks is gonna be that extra difference maker. ET is a different story. I think he would be a difference maker, but there's clearly something that they don't want to deal with him, and it's just pointless for us to even still talk about it.
Right. You know, the only thing that I'm willing to engage on that is I'm not worried about Earl Thomas. I just look at the guys that are out there. And I'm just like, you're rotating these three guys, but I mean, there's an Eric Reed, there's a Tony Jefferson. I mean, there's people there. Look, I'm all for playing young guys, but play them. McGovern's not playing. So there's that, right? On the same situation, there's Donovan Wilson. You're not playing him. What are we talking about? Like, it's easy to tell literally off of week one that Darius Thompson is not the answer. Bro, he's just not. Like, to me, he shouldn't even be in the rotation. I'm sorry. That's just, it is what it is.
He lost that opportunity after week one.
That's it. Week one, you're done. You want to rotate. Look, if you want to rotate Worley and Carr, okay. I don't think Darius Thompson needs to be in that rotation no more. And if you're going to rotate three, then it's time to give Donovan Wilson an opportunity to go out here and show what he's made of. He can't be any worse. Period, point blank. So, but the other thing as it pertains to, as we're going to this preview of the Seahawks, my issue is when we talk about the defensive tackles, they're playing this 3-man front a lot, and it takes time to get to it. And maybe we're not getting enough rush out of Griffen and not and D-Law because it's different. Nolan, maybe forget it because we heard about the schemeless defense, best players doing the best things, and whatever the case may be. Okay, well, how about let's go back to a 4-man front and let these DNs go do what they need to do.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, get off the gas with the 3-4 a little bit and maybe do a little bit more of this 4-man front and stop standing D-Law and Everson Griffen up a little bit and let them do what they are normally doing. But neither here nor there, it's Seahawks preview time.
Woohoo!
Going up north, the great Northwest. They just beat the Patriots 35-30 by obviously Cam Newton getting stopped at the very end of the game on the 2-yard line running it. So there is that. They beat the same Falcons team, kind of ran the score up on them, and then kind of fell back and ended up giving up a bunch of yards there at the very end. By the way, DK Metcalf's a problem. DK Metcalf's a problem.
Gilmore got shredded by him.
143 passer rating, DK versus him. Yeah, hey, let's be clear. DK is what Julio used to be.
Well, I mean, yeah. Oof. Goodness, and he's so strong and like he's just a monster. Yeah. I mean, big time. I will say this out the gate. Here's my number one thought. Now, we'll go around the board here. Your number one thought going into this game. Here's mine. I watched us rush the quarterback and everything last week, and I watched us get out of lanes and the pocket be open, and I watched Matt Ryan take off running. I'm telling you now, Cowboys Nation. If we do not rush and stay in our lanes against Russell Wilson, and we got these big gaps, Russell Wilson is going to take off. Except instead of 3, 5, 6 yards, it's going to turn into 15, 20, 25 yards. Got to stay home in those lanes and keep him in the pocket, or it's going to be a problem. That's the number one thing that I've seen from this team over the first couple of weeks going up against Seattle. Mary, what's your number one thing that you think about heading into Seattle? Oh yeah, I mean, he's Russell Wilson is the best player on that team. I mean, and they have some good, they have Jamal Adams, they have Bobby Wagner, they have DK Metcalf, but that team runs through Russ, and it's very, very hard for teams to contain him. And like he can move, he's slippery, he can get those yards on the run, and he can throw the most ridiculous passes that you've ever seen, and they'll be perfect. And it's just like, how do you stop him? He is just insane. So, I mean, I'm very worried. I mean, we always play them tough, which, is good. And hopefully we continue that trend, but he's scary. He's scary. And even before, he didn't have DK Metcalf, and now he does. So,
big facts. Spoonie, what's your number one thing headed into the Seattle Seahawks game that comes off the top of your head real quick?
I think they have a lot of weaknesses that you definitely can exploit. But the one thing that could cover up all those weaknesses is Russell Wilson. Just plain said, they're gonna have to spy on him. They're gonna have to put somebody on him, make sure that he doesn't run. Or like you said, BJ, just make sure you go your right lanes, because again, there's 5 or 6 yards between the 15 and 20. That's what he does. He keeps plays alive. You have to go out there and do that. I like the 3-4 defense in this because you can definitely do a lot of spying. You could definitely make your blitz look like basically you could blitz without him trying to read it the way he would do off the line of scrimmage. It's a lot of things you could throw at him. But the main thing is if you don't get him, he's very slippery. You will lose a lot of yards.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly.
at the end of the day, Mr. Unlimited, as his video he did on Twitter not too long ago. Look, for my bottom dollar, he's the best player in the NFL.
Oh yeah, no, people look at me crazy when I take him over Mahomes, but I'm like, this man is insane, and he's been doing it consistently.
Yeah, he's right there with less weapons. He has the best. Yeah, Mahomes has a bigger arm. Don't get it twisted. Yes. But deep ball touch, man. Patrick Mahomes is. Russell Wilson is right there at the top. I mean, for sure in the NFC. I mean, man, he is. I mean, I give that guy all the look. You know, I heard some people talk about the old hoodie up there. Even the hoodie said, "Hey, Russell Wilson, let it be known." You know, now I will say on top of that, because we're all concerned about that, right? And they got a big back in Chris Carson. They can get going as well for not doing our job. But on top of that, now there is a team that leads the league in chunk plays, 10+ yards. Hold on, let me throw it up there one time. Hold on, let me throw it up there one time. That old scorched earth offense we've been talking about all off season, with your CFO, your COO, and your COO of the SEO in the building. All right. And there's a team that's throw it up there, Spoon, throw it up there. Hey, and there's a particular team that's giving up a bunch of them.
Yeah, the Seahawks defense.
Right. And you know, hey, look, Cam Newton, the resurgence of Cam, right, or whatever the case may be, threw for 397 yards on them, even with your boy Jamal Adams over there, Spoon. 397 yards, the most yards he's thrown for in a game since his rookie season. Then you backdoor that with Mr. Ryan, who threw for 450 on them. I'm just saying, look, there's some things that we can take advantage of. Now, starting quick and not fumbling the ball, as we've talked about a bunch on this show, is going to matter. But there's some things we can take advantage of. And I do believe that front is not really getting the pressure they thought they were going to get either.
Yeah, I mean, they don't, I mean, they're not getting, their pass rush isn't really kind of like ours. They're not getting much going on up there. So, I mean, that's good for, you know, just in case, you know, Tyron still can't play. But they have Bobby Wagner. They have KJ.
Yeah, KJ, right. They got players.
Yeah. And, you know, they got a smart defensive coach that he's tired of seeing people talk bad about his defense. And maybe he's just going to throw something random at us. And we're talking all this crap about how much plays they've given up. And then all of a sudden it's going to change in week 3.
It's true. And the one thing I will say, too, some of those chunk plays did happen after the game was kind of salted away against Atlanta. And Atlanta was in just a full comeback chunk and duck mode. Yeah. I do understand that. I do grasp that. Because I think at the time before Ron really took off with the wide receivers, he was around 250 and the game was out of hand. And then he went after it, right? But on the same token, this last game was not that. And they were at home. They were on the road in Atlanta. They were at home. And Cam Newton and Julian Edelman was eating them up. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Spoon.
Well, there's Russell Wilson's arch enemy. Let's not forget who knows him very well is Aldon Smith. I mean, Aldon Smith, when he was on the 49ers, he played very well against Russell Wilson. Got to Russell Wilson, strip fumble in the playoffs against Russell Wilson. So my thing is this. This is going to be a key. This is definitely going to be a key game where I see Aldon Smith go off. To win this game, it's the battle of the trenches. Offensive line, defensive line. Those are the two biggest weaknesses the Seattle Seahawks got, in my opinion. You know, you can run the ball on them, being physical up front. As far as defensively, we can get to the quarterback, but we have to get to him. We can't be foolish and missing tackles and stuff like that. You're really gonna have to cover ground on him. But this is definitely a winnable game. I don't think Seattle is very explosive like Atlanta. They do have DK Metcalf, and I recall. Here's another thing.
He's making that face.
Not for nothing though. He came. You scored on Stephon Gilmore. I never thought Stephon Gilmore was the best corner in the NFL. I've always thought that because of the system in Bill Belichick's defensive system, you just look that great. Here's one thing. This is where I see Diggs get his first interception covering DK Metcalf. I'm gonna call it as a hot take out right there. Diggs will get his first interception on DK Metcalf. Yes, you're strong, you're big, you can fly out your shoes. Make no mistake about it, homeboy. You was not a 5-star recruit like my man Diggs, who's playing cornerback on your ass. Excuse me, and get to my point. So I'm gonna say this right here.
Now he's worried about cuss words, not last week.
Diggs. Diggs will be that guy shadowing DK Metcalf. And the way DK Metcalf is not Julio, he's coming on his own.
Right.
I like Diggs versus DK Metcalf this game.
I agree. I like.
Said the guy Edelman on Adams vertically all game. Curious to see if we do the same. Adams is the best pass rusher essentially too, which is fair. That's what he did in game one, and then they kind of did some things and schemed up and got him some coverage. Hey, look, I'll take CeeDee Lamb. Look, watch this, ladies and gentlemen. All this trade first round picks and whatnot to go get Jamal Adams. Here's my hot take. Your guy next. I'll take CeeDee Lamb 1-on-1 Jamal Adams every day of the week and twice on Sunday. If we can get Lamb singled up on Jamal Adams, Lamb's going to eat. Period.
I mean, I definitely. Yeah, I'm excited about both our younger rookies. So this is another test for both of them.
And it is. Hey, look, and it's funny that you said that because remember in 2016 we had 2 rookies, right? We had Dak. We're going to go as far as they go, right? And then now we get here now. Now, obviously, we got some weapons on the outside, right? But we know Lamb is that extra get up, especially with Jarwin out now, right? And then on that team, we're talking about that secondary, and we need help with that secondary. There's Diggs, who he was beat. On the play, he should have got the interception. He was beat. But that close speed is magical when you have that. No difference than whenever on a 4th and 2, Cheeto got beat, but the closing speed wasn't the same. So, a couple of rookies need to a couple of rookies first and second round this time need to walk through that door. But I'm telling you now, I will take CeeDee Lamb, man-on-man, Jamal Adams every day, twice on Sunday.
Well,
Mary's like, I don't even know what to say. Mary's like, I wasn't ready. Smooth.
I wasn't.
I'm talking about your boy. That's fine. Go ahead.
Who? Jamal Adams?
Yeah, I'm talking about your boy.
He ain't my boy this week.
Fair enough.
He's my boy this week. He's the enemy this week. After we get by this week, me and Jamal Adams are cool. After this week, it's lamb burger time. Lamb burger.
Yeah, but I will say this. Obviously, they're going to try to dial some things with that front 4 spoon, as you spoke about, not getting the pressure and so on. It's not our line. Let's hope Tyron's going to play. But they're going to do some things to try to get their best pass rusher, possibly in Jamal Adams, off and coming that way. So we got to not allow him to be that game wrecker, coming forward, against the run or coming forward off the blitz, and know where he's at all times. Again, I like Jamal. Don't get it twisted. I like playing better. I like the guys that wear these colors a little bit better though. And again, I think the thing that bothers me a little early going into week 3, it's kind of something we talked about in previous years. Man, we got to start quicker, right?
Yes,
we got to start quicker. Right. And we're kind of doing the same thing now. And we're kind of talking about the same thing now. We got to start quicker. We're playing the late game. So maybe we'll be more awake than the noon game that we were this week. But even in week 1, 0 points first quarter, 14 in the second quarter. Again, didn't start quick. Had to kind of catch up. I still will say this. It comes back to this when it comes to the Seahawks. We have to throw the ball more on first down than we run the ball on first down.
You read my mind. I was literally going to say pass more on first down. We have like a right now. Okay, so Seahawks have like they pass on first down, I believe, more than any other team in the league. They have an 87% success rate. We did it more this week than we did last week, but this week or anytime we do it on first down, we're at 81%. So, I mean, it's very successful. We get the first down.
Right.
Dak's good at getting it out.
Yeah.
They're good at responding to it. So,
and it helps your offensive line because it's not a simple pass. You're down to your fourth and fifth tackles. You know Connor's not really all the way there yet, unfortunately. It helps them in blocking because you don't really know if they're running or throwing the ball, right? And it helps. And at the end of the day, we've seen small sample size so far that it works for us. We saw in the first half of the Rams game, 63% passing on first, 14 points. Second half, 63 run, 3 points. We saw it happen against Atlanta. Once we get to passing the ball early, man, things took off for us. We were trying to run the ball, and it was a little wonky. We're fumbling. Okay, let's get out of that. I said this, and guys, y'all know, I said this last year. Before week one, we had that 3-game stretch before we played the Saints. I said, this offense has to go through Dak first and Zeke second. That's not a slight against Zeke. Zeke's great because Zeke can get you help in the passing game. It has to go through Dak first because that's what makes it easier for this team. And at the end of the day, that's just, I mean, the biggest key to this game offensively, 60-40, passing versus running on first down.
Yeah. Yep. Until you get like a huge load and you just want to run that clock down and then you can just run it as much as you want to.
Look at this. Look at this.
Well,
Y'all starting to hurt, so y'all starting to win. So let me know.
Ooh,
Wow.
Man.
Wow. He said, whoa. He says, I know Eagles suck at
Wow.
Wow. They were just singing the praises so recently of old Howie as the GM. And look at this now. But with that being said, you know what time it is when it comes to this? Spoonie, what's your prediction for the Seahawks game, my friend? Go ahead and drop your scores in the comment section. Let me get them up as well.
I'm going 45-24 Dallas.
Oh.
Mary, how do you feel? We know you don't give that.
I do expect it to be a high-scoring game on both sides, but I expect us to pull away at the end. So I think we win this game.
Well, y'all want my gut or y'all want my brain?
Both of them.
Y'all want both? My gut tells me. I mean, I just watched them play the Patriots. I saw it 35-30. Obviously, I saw the Cowboys what they did. To me, it smells like 42-38 Dallas. 42-38 Dallas. I think it's going to be high scoring. Low key though, I guess that's my maybe my heart.
So what's your brain telling you?
My brain though says, again, it's back to what I've been saying. The offense has to carry this defense early as they figure things out and put it together. And I don't know if they're quite ready for this challenge yet. I would like to see this game maybe 5 or 6 weeks later. My brain tells me 38-30 Seahawks.
Oof.
That's what my brain tells me. But I'm riding with my heart as always. 42-38 Cowboys. Let me get some of these predictions up here real quick.
Oh, look at that Eagles fan hater. 32-13 Seattle.
Oh, of course. 45-42 Dallas. 42-28 Dallas. 31-28 Dallas. I think for sure it's going to take, if we win, it's going to take 40. Low key. I think
that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be high scoring on both. Both ends.
34-17. My boy Trev, 31-24. We got another one, 38-28. You know what's going to happen now? We got all these high scores going to happen. It'll be like 17-10.
Yeah, like our defense is gonna like actually show up, and then we're gonna be like, "Why isn't the offense moving the ball?"
34-28. I like this one. Greg Sizemore in the building says, I can't type what I really think the score will be. It hurts too bad. Fair enough. Sid's in the building. Canada, stand up.
What up, Sid?
Said, we need to get Dak better protection. He needs more time to throw the ball against Seattle. Hey, look, man, they did a good job this past week. As we got through it, we'll see what happens, right? We'll kind of get there and get what's going. Oh, man.
Oh, he brought up a good point, though. Yeah, the Seahawks are missing Bruce Irvin.
Yeah, he's gone for the season. Right. Yeah. True. First loss, I'm sticking with you. Oh, there you go, Mendoza. 31-26. Seahawks prove me wrong. Cowboys. That's kind of, boy. We're on the same thing right there. We are on the same thing. I want the 40 burgers in the win, man. I want the 40 burgers to win. 23-21. Buddha said, I'm getting that score down a little bit. I like it. It's probably the smart bet, my man. I think so. Everybody thinks high. Anytime everybody's on one end, you know what it does. 41-37 Cowboys. Sizemore goes 45-42 Cowboys. Oh, we win this one, put the league on notice. I think everybody will agree with that. And if it doesn't, and look, let me go a different say that it's further. Even if it doesn't happen here, I guarantee in 4 or 5 weeks from now, I think the league's going to be on notice anyway. I tell you what, when I posted that and I said, we'll find out a lot about McCarthy, I saw the things that I wanted to see. I'm going to say that right there.
I did too.
I saw the things that I wanted to see, and I wasn't sure after week 1 what was going on. Week 2, by hook or by crook, showed me differently. I do think this team is going somewhere, even without adding the other pieces that we would love and everything. I think there's something in this sauce. I do agree. If we win this the right way, you can't put the league on notice. But if it doesn't happen, it's coming. I do believe that. And Ron Leary deal is done. Yeah, he went through the bubble, and unfortunately, Sean Wan, that's my guy, Sean Wan there. It did fall through. So here we are. Sid with the 21-17 Dallas. He's also going a little bit low. So with that being said, Spoon, we got the predictions out of the way. We've covered everything. Is there anything else we need to dot an I across the T before Mr. Spoonie's minutes? I think we're good. Mary, you got anything? Good? Ready?
I think we're good.
Hold on. Wait. Let me get the timer right. If you stuck around, I'm sure you're going to be in for a treat. I mean, I think it was about 40, 50 bucks into the swear jar last week. Listen. Spoon, the floor is yours, by all means.
What's the date of last week? Victory against Sunday. Anybody remember the date?
I don't know.
19th?
19th? No, today's 22nd. 20th.
The 20th? Well, happy anniversary, SEO. SEO was born on Sunday, this past Sunday. So that's I'm gonna start off with that. The 20th is the anniversary. Now, great victory, great comeback. Felt great. But see, here's my problem now. Mike McCarthy, you was a coach. You was coaching the Green Bay Packers with that guy, number 12, who some say is cocky, not a good team player. All that bad stuff, right? It was written in the article that you wanted players, you wanted ballers, but the general manager and Ted Thompson, they didn't want to give you anything, right? Now, I know Cowboy Nation, I've been annoying with the safety issue through this whole offseason. It's important to me because we saw that what happened last week. Yes, Xavier is playing good ball second week, but rotating the other safety spot, I don't like that. I'm sure a lot of y'all don't like that as well. But see, what hurts me is that I know Jerry. Jerry will get a killer, a wanted murderer on this team. If he wanted to, it would help him win the championship. Hey, not to bring back these guys' past behaviors, but we all have seen the players. He's not scared of that. So, Stephen Jones, I don't know. But Mike McCarthy, it feels like you're the one. And my thing is this. You got your first victory because of Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott. They gave you the game ball in the locker room for your first win. These guys busted their for you. For you. They came back. They never let up. They said, we're going to win this game for Mike McCarthy. And they did. They did. Offensively, defensively, special teams, all positions. But see, here's my problem with you, Mike McCarthy. You're here scared of Earl Thomas. Why? Because that's why? You hit him? Who cares? You bring that. You bring him in. Now, listen, not every game we're going to be able to come out and repeat the same thing we did on last Sunday. Plus, we don't want that to happen. We want to win some games from the start to the finish. That's the way we want it. So in order to do that, we can't have Dak putting up 40 points while the defense gave up points. It's not good. It's not good. Get the players they need to be brought in to help this team go somewhere. Now, onto Russell Wilson. I love you. You're one of my favorite quarterbacks. You're a good man. I don't like you this Sunday. Jamal Adams. I did everything for you. I did everything. I don't like you this Sunday. Hey, I'm going to tell you right now. I love lamb meat. I love lamb.
Me too. It's delicious.
Great food. Great meat. But I'm going to tell you this. You're going to be full of so much lamb.
Oh.
Hey, you're going to on yourself all day. I'm telling you guys right now.
Okay.
Spoon's cheating the cuss jar.
Lamb, you're going to be all fucking day.
Ooh, see? Got caught up.
Fair enough, Spoon. Fair enough. I appreciate you after last week's $40, $50 tirade that you brought something in. You still slipped up at the end. Though. Yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. We'll just donate it in. It's fine. We'll put it in the pot. We're this year we're going to donate all of our cussings to a good charity. We're going to put it up there, let people vote on it. I think Spoon's by far no in lead. I'm only $5 in. Mary, I think you only got $2.
Yeah,
and
I only got like 2.
You're like 2. I'm 5. Spoon's got now you got like 46 or something. It is what it is. Man, talk that talk, lemon pepper talk, Spoon. Oh boy, that lemon pepper ain't gonna happen. That boy, he about 6 yards. For the people in the back, me and Cowboys have a bet about who's going the most yards this year, Mr. Cooper or Lamb. Look, Cooper on a bad foot was only behind him by 6 yards. Y'all forgot about week 1 how much every time. I guess I'm going to come out every time Cooper has more yards and beat my chest now. See, I didn't say nothing. Man, Cooper got like 30, 40 more yards week 1. I was like, yeah, that business as usual. Oh, man, look at that. Look at that. But with that being said, right about this time, man, we appreciate y'all tuning in. You already know you're on Facebook. Or if you're on YouTube, you're there. If you're on Facebook, go over to YouTube, hit that sub, hit the notification button. If you're not on Twitter, my handle's right there, @your_guy_Niggs. Mary, tell the people where they can find you on Twitter. Y'all need to follow her on Twitter. She's Twitter famous now, by the way. I didn't know.
She's behaving. I don't. Mary's been behaving, man. Matter of fact,
she's Twitter famous.
Eagle Nation don't like Mary when she goes into the page, boy. They don't like that at all. Oh my God, raw. I thought I was bad. She's poof.
Go ahead, Mary. Tell me where they can
Star
find
Gang Beauty on Twitter.
Spoon
And
tell me
also, I'll be on with Cowboys
we go
Fans
to-
Only on Thursday as well.
Cowboys fans on. Let me throw that back up here again. Boom. Cowboys fan on, aka J Tuck, friend of the show. Me and Spoon got a couple of chances to get on and do some things with him. Mary's been missing out. Mary, this Thursday, go check the Star Gang. Mary Ella, the first lady of Star Gang, is going to be on the Cowboys Live. Excuse me. Cowboys fans only on YouTube with that boy J Tuck. Go follow him on there too. You saw that boy Sid. Go follow Sid as well on Twitter. Great guy as well. Spoonie, tell them where they can find you.
Oh, listen, at Spoonie881.
Boom.
I'm home in Star Gang.
Hey, I'll tell you what, Beer Gang checked in, said donate to veteran suicide prevention. And you know what? Let's do that. And that, you know what, actually, that's what we're going to do. Anytime we cuss, and now you got to hold our feet to the flame and make sure we see it. Spoon's in the lead with $46. I'm 5. Mary's 2. We're going to keep a running tab, and we're actually going to take all of our cuss words in the cuss jar this year, and we're going to donate to veteran suicide prevention. I can't think of a much better one to donate to. Absolutely, Brian. We're going to get that in. But that being said, though, we appreciate y'all as always. Know y'all, know us. Follow us. If you like what we're doing, hit them subs, hit the notifications. You know, the whole 9. You know, hey, we're always around. Hey, Victory Tuesday, 40 burgers on Tuesday. Love it. Hopefully, and I like this earlier from Mendoza. I want that 2014 style win to let people know we had arrived. Now, I think that's maybe where old Cowboys only kind of talked about earlier. When Romo then went up there, remember the toe tip? Remember the toe tips from T. Will? We went up there and bounced back and got that dub. But people knew then we was a problem and had a great season. Opportunity to do that again. Yeah, opportunity to go do that again. Let's see if this coaching staff and where we're at, if we can go up there and do those things. Until Tuesday. Bang. Bye.